What's up, guys? Kevin back with another episode of Father's Win. We're not going to be in the courtroom today. Today, we're going to YouTube News to take a look at a disturbing video and talk about it. Here we go.
Fighting for fairness, one dad at a time.
I hope this makes you as angry as it makes us. There's a viral trend around a Natasha doll in China, a black baby stress toy. Chinese social media users are filming themselves squeezing, stretching, and brutalizing the doll for entertainment. When asked why the Natasha doll had to be black, one Chinese social media user responded that a white baby, for example, would be too human and people would feel bad for hurting it. The Natasha doll is disturbing as is, and now Chinese social media users are filming themselves with real-life Natasha dolls. There are so many videos and entire channels dedicated to showing Chinese people abusing black babies and then laughing about it. Content creator Shalom M took a deep dive on the many ways in which Chinese social media has created an entire market for abusing, harassing, and dehumanizing African children on camera. She mentions how the BBC did an entire documentary on a Chinese man who was living in Malawi and filming children without the consent of their parents and selling those videos to said Chinese market. China has a great firewall on all social media apps that are not Chinese owned, so they have their own apps like Red Note, WeChat, and more. Which means a lot of the content posted on these Chinese social media apps stays within China and is specifically targeted towards a Chinese audience and what they like. There's an entire market of Chinese adults who enjoy watching videos of Black African children being abused. As our African leaders continue to welcome a nation that does not regard us as human beings, what can we do about it? Let's talk in the comments.
Well, I'll say this. I'm a proud United States of America citizen. I'm a proud black man, and I'm proud Jamaican. Very proud of that. And in the country of Jamaica, there are a lot of investments that are Chinese that are happening all over the country. Some for the betterment of the country. Some people say that there's a lot of abuse that's happening. So this isn't a political channel, as we know. And you guys are probably thinking, what does this have to do with Father's Win? Well, I'm a father. I'm a father of black children. And any type of systematic ideation that leads to the theory that black people are inferior or that it's okay to physically harm black children, I have a problem with. Now, we all know that every single person from the amazing country of China is not racist, is not prejudiced, and that inside of the World Wide Web, things do exist inside of vacuums. So we're able to focus on this niche, this very sick niche, and magnetize it. It's like, oh my God, this is terrible. But if that were true, we wouldn't have classics like Rush Hour, Rush Hour 2, or Rush Hour 3. And I say that with tongue in cheek, but of course, we as people are always better when we're together. But this is a sick precedent, and it does need to be stopped. And I'm glad that the video went over the idea that people ask, why does the doll have to be black? And whether it's clickbait, whether it's evil AI bot, or it was actually somebody's feeling, just the notion of even getting a reply back saying, well, if the dolls weren't black, they'd be too human, and you wouldn't be able to use them as a stress relief doll. That'd be an issue. Now, this isn't the first time that I've seen that there is ideation coming from the country of China where people are laughing at and enjoying videos of black children, black people being brutalized by Chinese people. But this idea isn't new. This idea isn't new. I mean, we can go all the way back to the 3/5 clause. What is that? Well, you guys are going to learn something today. Found in Article 1, Section 2 of the original 1787 Constitution, this clause was used to determine congressional representation and taxation. So it stated that for the specific political purpose, enslaved people would be counted as 3/5 of a whole free human being. It did not define black people as partially human, but was rather a political compromise between free and slave-holding states. They use the word compromise, but we know it's not that deep. It was just to stop Black people or people who were enslaved from voting their way out of slavery. You know, shout out to Kanye West. He said slavery was a choice, even though Black people fought the Civil War and pretty much freed themselves. But this isn't a political chapter. We're not talking about that kind of thing. I bring all this up to say, as fathers, it is going to be our responsibility to teach our children history and to get our children media trained. Because today it might be a Black doll. Tomorrow it could be anything facing a particular group of people in a demonstrative, ignorant way. This Father's Day, I want you to spend the time sitting down with your children and explaining to them that the world isn't white and black. It's various shades and degrees of gray. And there is a time to laugh, and there's a time to be serious. There's a time to remember the famous words by Dr. Martin Luther King, which is, an injustice anywhere is an injustice everywhere. I want to use this episode of Father's Wing to wish you all a very happy Father's Day. To also remind you that stuff like this isn't okay. And it's up to us as global citizens to remember that the next generation has to be taught. Because if we just leave it to media channels, they're not going to get it. They have to be taught, trained, and revered in the idea that respect is for everyone. So, what are you going to do this Father's Day to make sure that you're raising the next generation of humans to treat all people as humans? I hope this has been a great episode of Father's Way, and I will catch you on the next episode. Did I leave anything out? Did I miss any points? If I did, let's talk about it in the comment section.
Peace.
Not a stress dog, a human being.
My son needs me.
You mean our son, darn it.